Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day, and we're going to wrap up our series of why am I anxious and how we can incorporate various activities in our lives to invite tranquility, and by default, anxiety won't have a place to reside. Last week we talked about whatever change you do to invite tranquility, please do it slowly and gradually, for the body loves the known, even if the known is awful. I have only found this out when people really were so excited about changing their lives, but it took me actually years to really comprehend it, where I've seen that there was always excuses and I couldn't figure out, if you want it, why aren't you doing it? And I'll share with you, I think, what might be a beautiful parable of why a part of us wants to dearly change to have a better life, yet when we're given the tools, when we're given the methods, we actually might reject those methods that logically we do want. Very simple example. I love this one. You're trying to train the 2-year-old to use the potty, to use the bathroom, to use the washroom, to use the dunny, and to stop pooing in their diapers and their Pampers. Okay? A 2-year-old, they know what's going on. They're alert, they know what they want, they know what they don't want. And the training process, if you believe it or not, whatever you know about it, you're going to get an interesting insight now. The question I always share with parents that I have this conversation with all of us, why is it that the child, even at the age of 2.5 or sometimes 3, will sit there on the potty, will resist to unload, if I could say it in the proper way, will resist to use it? And I remember from my own kids that sometimes they would go around, the trick is not to give them diapers, and then when they have to go, put them on the potty. And yet there were times where you would see the child cry because their stomach would hurt them because they had to go, but they would not go. The moment you put on the diapers, you had to run for cover because there was an explosion that didn't smell that great. Why? Here's my theory. The fetus just comes out of the mom's womb. We clean, and now it's a child. It's no more a fetus. We have a birthday. And this beautiful cutie pie, this beautiful soul that's so spiritual, that's so amazing, before we ruin them and screw up their lives. One of the first things we do after we clean them, we don't cut their nails. And of course the doctor will examine. All the vitals are okay. But the first thing we do, put on a pamper. We don't want to get the place dirty. We're going to feed them. We're not going to feed them. We will feed them. And there the biology starts. And that system of pooping, excuse my language, will happen till they're ready to go to the cemetery. For as long as you're alive and as long as you could make the place smell, you know things are great. So what happens with the first diaper? There's a program going on. This baby, this child, now feels the poop attached to the skin. That's the first feeling they have. So, and they go for a second poop, for a third, for a 30th, for a 100th, for a 1000th. That's the program. Their program is, I'm going to say it the way it is. I'm sorry, I don't want to be polite now. Their program is poop needs to touch skin. Oh, you're already 2.5 and it smells. Sometimes it dries up and it feels discomfort, and you're sitting in a car in your booster seat and you're traveling and you're just sitting in it and it's so uncomfortable and it goes all over the place and oh! But that's their program. Their program is SHIT. That's their program. And it has to touch their skin. Now you tell the 2-year-old, 1.5 to 2.5 to 4.5, doesn't matter, whatever age the child is ready to be trained, You tell them, okay, we're going to make a poo-poo now in the toilet. The body, their brain might. I don't know this science, if they do, if they don't. Their brain might agree, or part of their brain might say, yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. I see what they want. Or I semi-understand what they want. But they will not. They will keep it in, and they will fight it, and they will fight it, and they will fight it. And let me tell you, the first time when they do it, if you ever saw their face, it's like, this bell, hard. What's the place that got bombed in Japan? I forget. Doesn't matter. Is someone going to get bombed? No. We're just going to be clean now because you're doing it the proper way. But the proper way does not always mean that my emotions will agree with it. The proper way, even though a part of my logic wants to have tranquility, a part of my life wants tranquility, yet another part doesn't. As one of my clients recently told me, and I can't believe he said this to me, but he said it so sharp. He said, I become alive when I am stressed. Because that's the only thing he knew in his life, which is stress, and there's a lot of depth with it, which I won't get into it now. So when we go through 10 years, 5 years, usually when people talk to me, it's already 20 or 40 years of stress. And now we give them methods of relaxation. If you believe it or not, although a part of them acknowledges that that's what they want, but yet another part does not want to change. Not only does not want to change, has this enormous fear of changing. So as a side note, when I start helping people now, I don't always give them methods of how to have a tranquil life. I actually deal with their fear of what will happen if they will have a tranquil life. That's right. Thanks for joining me. Have yourself a wonderful and delightful day. And always remember, you are greater than you think you are. And I can't wait till tranquility will not be a subject, but tranquility will be just like your breath. You always breathe. If you want it or not, you're alive and you're breathing. So too, tranquility will be part of your life. Because we as humans, you as a human, not only deserves a home and some shelter and clothing, but more importantly, you deserve and you will have tranquility, and it will continue to expand, because the great thing about tranquility is it's not you just have tranquility. Tranquility to me is like an onion. You go into one level, a few months later, you can't believe it. You thought you had it all worked out and you're so relaxed. Suddenly you go into a deeper level. And me as a little child at the age of 53, I'm just at the beginning of my journey. And I know I just started getting through the few levels of the onion. So I'm so excited what will come my way in the next many decades of this wonderful and delightful, promising life that's given to me every single day. That's absolutely a gift filled with 86,400 seconds. All the best.